Susan Deacon, Susan Catherine Deacon, born 2 February 1964, is a former Scottish Labour politician and public figure who has held leadership roles across the private, public and third sectors, and in academia and national politics. She was the member of the Scottish Parliament MSP for Edinburgh East and Musselburgh from 1999–2007 and served as Scotland's first cabinet minister for health and community care following the CREA. She was Assistant Principal External Relations at the University of Edinburgh from 2012–2018 and has been a non-executive director of several companies. She was the first female chair of the Institute of Directors from 2015–18 and was appointed chair of the Scottish Police Authority on 4 December 2017. Education. Born in Musselburgh, Deacon attended Musselburgh Grammar School, where she was head girl and active in inter-schools debating. She studied at the University of Edinburgh, graduating with an M.A. Hons in Social Policy and Politics in 1987 and later an MBA in 1992. She was Vice President of Edinburgh University Students' Association and Chair of Scottish Labour Students. Early career. Deacon's early career was in local government, where she worked for 7 years in research and management roles. After a spell in management consultancy and training in the private sector, she became director of MBA programs at the Edinburgh Business School at Heriot-Watt University, which included managing Scotland's first consortium MBA program for companies. Deacon was involved in the creation of the business school as a new graduate school within the university. Meanwhile, she rose through Labour ranks, serving on the Scottish Labour Party's national executive and was a founder member of the pro-devolution pressure group, Scottish Labour Action. Member of Scottish Parliament. Career after Parliament. Deacon stood down from the Scottish Parliament in 2007. She has spoken widely on strategic leadership and change, arguing for greater cooperation across political and sectoral boundaries and less reliance on top-down policies. Since leaving politics, Deacon has held a portfolio of roles in higher education, business, the public and third sectors, and has contributed to a range of governance and policy reviews in various areas of public life. She was Professor of Social Change at Queen Margaret University, Edinburgh from 2007–2010, and in 2010 became an honorary professor in the School of Social and Political Science at the University of Edinburgh. She was Assistant Principal External Relations at the University of Edinburgh from 2012–2018, which involved developing the university's relationships with external stakeholders and encouraging greater policymakers and business. In 2010, Deacon was appointed by Michael Russell, MSP Cabinet Secretary for Education and Lifelong Learning, as the Scottish Government's early years champion. Her report, Joining the Dots, received widespread interest and is credited with influencing policy and investment in children's early years development and education. Deacon became involved with the global energy group Iberdrola following its acquisition of Scottish Power Limited in 2007, serving first on the company's UK advisory board and then as a non-executive director and chairman of Scottish Power Renewables Limited. She was a non-executive director of Scottish Power Limited from 2012–2017 and from 2009 until 2014 was a trustee of Fundación Iberdrola, the Spanish group's global educational and charitable arm. Deacon has served on a number of other boards and advisory groups, including the Traverse Theatre, Pfizer UK Foundation, the Institute of Occupational Medicine, Dewar Arts Awards Trust, and the Strategic Review of the National Trust for Scotland. From 2008–2012, she was founding chairperson of the Hibernian Community Foundation, the charity set up by Hibernian Football Club, and from 2015–2018 was chair of the Institute of Directors Scotland, the first woman to hold the position. She is a non-executive director of Lothian Buses Limited, chair of the Edinburgh Festivals Forum, and a professional fellow and advisor with the University of Edinburgh, and serves, in a personal capacity, as a member of the Secretary of State for Scotland's Scottish Business Task Force. She is a Fellow of the RSA and in 2017 was made a Companion of the Chartered Management Institute. Deacon was appointed first female chair of the Scottish Police Authority and took up this position on 4 December 2017. Scottish Police Authority. In 2017, the Scottish Government announced Deacon's appointment as chair of the Scottish Police Authority, the national body charged with oversight of Police Scotland, the UK's second-largest police service. The third person to hold the position since the creation of a unified police service for Scotland in 2012. Deacon's appointment was widely welcomed, coming as it did on the back of significant criticism of the body and its previous chair. Deacon signaled a series of early changes in the authority, including a more transparent and outward-facing approach and the appointment of a number of new board members. Since becoming chair, Deacon has presided over a number of changes in the leadership of Police Scotland. The previous Chief Constable Phil Gormley resigned in February 2017, and a number of new senior officers have since been appointed to the leadership team. It is anticipated that a new Chief Constable will be announced in August 2018. In 2019, Deacon resigned from her position as chair of the Scottish Police Authority. She noted that the governance and accountability arrangements for policing in Scotland are fundamentally flawed in structure, culture, and practice. She suggested that in order to resolve these problems, the Scottish Government needs to consider how policing is scrutinised in Scotland, and if, perhaps, there needs to be a better separation of politics and policing. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon rejected Deacon's claims and said that the SPA would continue to make improvements. Awards and Honours. Deacon was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire (CBE) in the 2017 New Year Honours for services to business, education, and public service. Personal life. Deacon lives in Prestonpans, East Lothian with her husband John Boothman and their two children.